I'm most excited to animate a space prismatically, in a sense, because I personally have never seen a space outfitted in this way. And I've never used dancers in this particular way. Like, I need to attend to every single facing, what we call in dance facing, of their body. They're literally like the disco ball image. I'm just realizing the disco ball image, that the disco ball is rotating, right? Depending on the breeze, depending on, somebody's singing or whatever. It's slightly rotating, and we're seeing every part of it, above, beyond, and every single person in the audience is having a different view of it. And that is how I am attending to the choreography.
From the Philippines to Broadway. How?
Galing po akong Cultural Center of the Philippines, sa Ballet Philippines po. Tapos, nag-audition po ako sa Here Lies Love sa Manila with, that was before the National Theater. So then I got a call from the National Theater, and then that was like, oh my God, I cried. The second time around that I went to New York and then redid the audition, oh my God, when I got the email, I literally bawled my eyes out. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be on Broadway. And it's my Broadway debut. Are you kidding me? There's so many Filipinos who dream where you should, like, in Broadway. So this is like, I want to represent all of them, that I feel like if you dream and work hard, you can go to wherever you want to be, Yeah.
When I saw this announced for Broadway, I remember reaching out to my agent and I was like, I need to get in this room. I didn't know what, I did not see the show at the public. This is actually my first iteration of being a part of this production. And so I didn't know what I was getting into at first. But what I did know is that they were looking for Filipino people to play Filipino people on stage. And it was so beautiful to feel seen in that room. And I'm just so excited to be here, truly, yeah.
I had actually never seen it before nor heard of it, but I came in for one audition because I was on tour with Hamilton at the time, and they made it work. I did everything in one single audition, and I can't believe it got cast from that, so I'm so thankful.
So I'm a college student right now, and it was the night before I had to perform my senior showcase. And so I'd gotten the call, and they were like, we have good news and bad news. So they were like, the bad news is you can't perform in your senior showcase because you'll be in a Broadway show. And I screamed.
Well, I saw the show at the Public Theater in 2013, was blown away by the immersive, the ingenious kind of staging of the show. And the fact that there were all these Filipinos on stage telling a Filipino story was exciting to me.
So I've been with the show since 2013. So I was in the premiere production at the Public. So it's, the same amount of excitement for Broadway happened with me because there were so many different iterations of the show, and just to be able to be here finally on Broadway was amazing.
I've done the show 3 times, so I'm thrilled and excited about that. But I think also what's different and exciting and extraordinary is telling this story in this moment. When we first did this, when we first did it 10 years ago, the world was a very different place. Politics around the world was a very different place. Even the politics in the Philippines was different. And now we see history repeating itself. We see efforts to rewrite history, efforts to erase history. And I think this is an opportunity to remind people of the history of the Philippines and in all of its complexities, to ask the questions, to spark the conversations.
Because that's our purpose, right? We're creating a piece of art. And at the end of it all, like, a piece of art should not tell people how to feel and which way to side. Instead, it should invite them to rethink what they know about this piece of history.
This is their story, and it is our job as actors to take it in with a full heart and do it with as much joy and love and honesty as much as possible.
Lies Love on Broadway with an all-Filipino company. How special is that?
It's never happened historically before, so I think we are making history.
It's so special because not only is it groundbreaking for Broadway, but as a Filipino American, it's been really special for me because I haven't been able to be around so many Filipinos since I was a kid growing up. And it's been a bit since I've moved to New York from Los Angeles. And so this is some of the most authentic I've felt in a very long time. It's wonderful.
This whole environment has just been all of us just sharing our culture and sharing like what we like about our culture in our own like specific different ways. And we're just really all just learning from each other because it's like we all come from somewhere different, but we all share the same story. And I think that's something that's just amazing.
I made my Broadway debut in an partly Asian cast, but this is a Filipino cast. And it reminds me of home, really, because there's so many elements of it that come from home. The way we dance, how we sing together, the way everyone talks backstage, maraming mga Tagalog.
All of the pork adobo, we had pancit, we had lumpia. It was amazing. I haven't been home in so long that it like almost brought me to tears to see so much Filipino food and to be surrounded by people that knew what it was, and I didn't have to explain what every single dish was.
Yeah. The parents have experienced this, and now the children are in a play, in a musical, telling the story. How are your parents reacting?
My father doesn't quite know what I do for a living sometimes when I say that I'm an actor, but Here Lies Love, he knows. He flew to Seattle to see the show. He's gonna fly here, to see Here Lies Love because he knows how important it is. He knows that it's a Filipino show.
My mom was actually a part of the People Power. She was a kid at the time. And she is very excited. Like JG's family, I have family flying in from the Philippines. My lola, my tito, my baby cousin, my mom's coming in. Everyone's just so proud that I'm a part of this because this is the first Filipino story being told on Broadway.
Like my family came from the Philippines in the 70s to leave the state of, get away from how things were in the Philippines and give us a better life here in America. And they kind of left that in the Philippines when they left that history there, and they never really taught us a lot of what happened. So it's really impactful for us to have a re-reckoning with this history that is such a part of our lives, but we were never that familiar with. I think it's really special.
My dad has seen the show 15 times. He was born in Cebu and came over when he was 11 years old. This show has helped me become closer with my own father because he's never been more proud of any, and I've done TV and film and a couple of theater projects as well, but never before has he been this proud of any piece of work that I've done.
Amen.
This new generation of young people, there's one actor whose mom was on EDSA. Now she gets to experience what her mother must have felt like being a young kid on the streets while all of that was happening. So her mom, I think, is going to just lose it. I think a lot of us are. I'm losing it now just telling you about it. But just to get to God draw straight. We're all gonna, that's it. To get to that moment of hope, that's what does it for me.